Some of y'all requested that I would show some of my woodworking on here, so let me kind of show you how I do the flags. What I do is I take a 1x12, then I take it to the table saw. Well, actually first I take it and rip them down, rip it down to 37-inch lengths, and then I rip those pieces down to 1.5-inch wide strips. And then I take a torch and I torch these strips. And after the torch, I torch the strips. And that was kind of a rough torching because I was doing that trying to watch through the camera and torch. Actually, I have a bit better even burn than that. But what I do then is I take a template. Put these clamps on. I take a little piece of wood. Take a little piece of wood and put against the flag itself. This part right here, where I'm painting on this side, is actually going against part of the jig so it won't damage the flag, but I use that little piece of wood to keep from damaging the flag. Then this jig right here, these right here, are made to the jig, and the little hinges. This raises up, and I'm able to put my pieces in there. And when I put this down and I bolt this together, it helps pull these down flat. Have one on each side. Then I put these clamps. I'm going to put 2 more clamps in there. See this piece of board right here? In a minute. So you take a hammer. Knock it down, and that's what this will do. This jig right here gets everything in place. They're all stained and they're dried. I bring them back to the jig. Okay, and I put it in the jig, and I make sure that it's lined up on this square piece right here that I have. Okay, and if any of these are off a little bit when I get done, I just kind of sand these off flush with a belt sander. But what I have to do is I have to put these bad boys together. And you take them out and you flip them over. Because it's going to be backwards. I flip every one of them over. Okay. See, now that I didn't have them over, is I go in and I make sure that they're all up against the edge, and this is some adjusting I have to do. And you notice there's some gaps right here. When I put this vise, it helps pull that together right here. Okay, now that I have all my clamps on there and everything, it's in the jig, it's all secure, it's even on this side. I take these braces right here, they're 18 inches long. Because the flag itself is 37 inches long. No mercy. The flag itself is 37 inches long. And it depends on what kind of day I'm having with the table saw. Because I'm bad about making mistakes with the table saw. On my wet, sometimes I reset it and I don't double check everything. Sometimes I get my strips a little bit narrower than they should be. But most of the flags running about 19.5 inches wide. That's what they're supposed to run. These are running just a tad narrow. I have one hanging over here on the wall that's exactly right, and everything worked out great on it. Perfectly like I like for it to be. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a pencil mark here and here. I have these lines on my jig to kind of let me know where my boards go all the way down. But I'm gonna make a pencil mark here, in here, on each one of these boards, and I'm gonna take some glue, and wood glue, put on here, then I'm gonna put this together with a brad nailer, and to hold it in place, and I'm gonna take it out of the jig, flip it upside down, put it on the table upside down, and I'm gonna knock the stew out of it with a hammer and a board on top of these to help draw these boards up tighter, where we get a good tight fit. Okay, now I have my line marked. I just take and flip that over, and I take a little bit of glue, and this glue bottle that I got, I've seen some other woodworkers using these online, and if I was gonna do a shout out, man, these bad boys right here are awesome about not keeping a mess. And I have a popsicle stick around here somewhere. Good old popsicle stick. It's good for taking and spreading that glue nice and even over that board. Kids eat popsicles, and I say save me all your sticks. I also use these putting on my stars. Might get a little loud just for a second. An air compressor kick on here in a minute. I always staple at the bottom and the top first, then I go down. Keep it straight. That way it won't be sliding around on me. Okay, after I get it out of the jig and everything, I take a piece of wood and I lay it on here and I hit it with a hammer. I didn't want to do that to save you the noise thing, but I always wipe any excess glue off right here in the back. Then I check all nails. If there's any sticking up, I take a claw hammer and bump those down. And then we go for the moment of truth when we turn our flag around over. See if our edges are straight. See if our union is straight. Off a little bit right there. But I don't really stress over that stuff because these are rustic American flags. They're called rustic for a reason. If they're bad off right here, I'll take a belt sander right there just to straighten all that up. Then the next step will be to burn the back, sign it, number it, put a hanger on it, put the stars on it, spray seal it if necessary, and then it's ready to go out the door. We burn the edges right here all the way around the flag, and I'll show you that. Okay, now that I have the flag all put together, it's time to burn the back, then put the hanger on it, then turn it over, put the stars on it, and finish burning the edges. I have something here that does, my son actually discovered it on the internet. It's called a scorch marker. And y'all, I actually shook my phone up just a minute ago before I started shooting this video, thinking I was supposed to shaking the scorch marker up. I'm real bright sometimes. But what I do is I number the flag. I keep a log of my flags. And you're not going to be able to see this yet, but this is number 15. Number 15, then I write my name, try to sign it. So it's kind of like writing with an invisible marker. Then I write JJ right here. That's for Jeff and Joshua. Okay. Now, the magic of this pen is this. Keep going. See that's coming through? So there you go. Not the neatest in the world, but it kind of helps me keep a record. And what I do is the person that buys this flag, I have a logbook, and I write their number beside number 15. That way I know who got my flag. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to torch the back of this and put a hanger on it, and I'll show you that finished product. Torching the back of it's kind of like I torched that board a while ago that you've seen. But I'm not going to try to video that right now because that is too difficult because sometimes my wood wants to catch on fire. And right here is the finished back. Got a nice wire hanging around there. Go right up, hang on the wall. See how I burn around the number and everything. Now it's time to flip this bad boy over and put some stars on it. So I have 3D laser cut stars that I ordered. I'm not real cheap. This kind of add that into the price of the flag. And actually, I just really go ahead and pay what it costs for a flag to make these myself. Just take the loss instead of trying to Dremel these out. I will still Dremel hand carve some of these, but it's going to cost extra if anybody wants that. Hopefully one of these days we get one of them fancy DNC machines or CNC machines, what they call CNC machines, and do this fancy carving for me. But right now I don't have the funds to do that, and I just have to do it the old-fashioned way, and simplest, easiest way for me to do it. So I'm just going to put a little glue in here, use my popsicle stick, and I've got about just a few minutes to put these on because I do not want my template to stick with any wood glue that runs up under my template, and I will show you the finished product when I get done. So right there she is. Stars are still got some wet glue on them, but look how them babies line up. I just love it. I love doing this. And there's one hanging up. I'm waiting on a customer to come get. And something I do, and I may have said this already before, but every 10th flag I build, I give to somebody. I gave one to Mr. Fox, a custodian co-worker of mine. He's in the Marines. I have one over here that's going to go to my neighbor. Call her Miss Shirley. It's going to her because her husband passed away not too long ago, and he served in the Army. And that 20th flag is going to go in remembrance of him. And I'm going to actually, on it, I will put an Army logo in the corner down here. I will trim all that in. But that's what I do, guys, as a hobby. One of my hobbies. I love to fish too, but it's just what I'm doing while I'm off work right now. And somebody asked just, like to see some woodworking videos, and so that's the reason I did this, guys. And if you found it interesting, thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. That's okay. Just wanted to share. Have a great day.